All right, today I get to hang out with two Fluent, Jason Forcina, known as Bino, and Hunter Carneal. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
All right, known as Product. All right, so I'm going to call them Bino and Product from here on out.
Perfect.
How are you guys today?
Good.
Oh, we're blessed.
Really
we're
good.
super blessed.
And we're glad to have you here on Good Morning Akron and just sharing all that you guys do within your music and beyond. So we're going to start off by sharing your vision and your mission statement for Two Fluent.
Okay. Two Fluent, we actually sat down and wrote this the other day, and this was there was a lot of work put into it.
Yeah, I love
Try and
that.
sum up everything we're trying to do. And
that's hard to do when you're doing a lot.
It's really hard to do.
But I think we nailed it. So
Go ahead and
let's
share
give it a shot. So Two Fluent, the vision statement is empowering a generation through authentic sound and spirit.
Go ahead and share that one more time since my Ring doorbell just went off on my phone.
It's okay. Listen.
Say it with a little enthusiasm.
Listen, that's how God says we need to say it one more time. just
One
to make
more
sure.
time for us.
God
One more time.
Okay, so Two Fluent, empowering a generation through authentic sound and spirit. And
All right.
our mission statement is to create music that inspires, uplifts, and liberates. With God, we are committed to crafting a unique sound that transcends genres, speaking to the hearts of those seeking hope, healing, and connection.
I love both of those. Bino, so he said transcends genres, but for people who are maybe watching and they're like, what kind of music do they do?
Yeah.
Share with me a little bit about what kind of music you guys do.
First and foremost, it's great music.
Okay.
You know,
Love
but
that.
we say it transcends genres because we don't want to be boxed in. We can he's a very good singer, that's his lane. So we have like an R&B sound. I'm the rapper, so we do the rap. And then we're branching out into like more of a popish feel-good vibe stuff. Like, we don't want to be boxed in with anything. You know, we want to feel free to express our creativity the way that God gives it to us.
You know, just like Taylor Swift.
We're just like Taylor Swift. I've never heard that, but it's perfect.
Well, I was just actually talking to my daughter about how she
really
changed
does.
genres a whole
Yeah.
bunch, and that was the connection I was
Yeah.
making.
It gives us the ability to reach different people too. The whole point is to spread our message. And
Yeah.
if we just do one style, we're only going to reach that certain genre of people. So we're trying to really tap in to get the message of God spread as far as we can go.
All right, so Product, you guys have a backstory of how you started doing this, how you wanted to do positive music, how you want to make a difference in the recovery community specifically.
Yeah.
Can you share a little bit of your backstory and then how you got into this?
Excuse me. So pretty much, I struggled with addiction for about 4 or 5 years, and the whole time I've always had, a niche for music, I guess. But it wasn't until I got clean that I could really explore that and really exercise that. And I got plugged in with my church, River Tree in Jackson. I got on the worship team over there. And then God is just playing his game of chess. He moved some pieces around, and some things happened in life, and I ended up meeting Bino. And we've only been doing this since about April. I think we released our first song together, and it's taken off.
Because God's in control of it, so there's no timing. There's no time frame with God.
That's really amazing. So you've only been doing this since April, and I actually happened to be at an event where you guys were performing just recently. So I actually saw you perform, and then when you reached out, I was like, I've already seen them perform.
Yeah, that was wild. Huh?
I know that they are good, so I'm gonna have them on the show.
Thank you very much.
So, Bino, go ahead and share. How did you guys meet? You said you haven't known each other that long. Share a little bit of that.
How it happened is we're part of a team called Relentless 330. It's like a big recovery family, just a great, big, dysfunctional, beautiful family about love.
I love that.
And I entered into that in the beginning of my recovery, through a community service where we go to Grace Park every Saturday and feed the homeless and do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So then we started recovery meetings because we noticed that there was a lot of people in addiction at the park. So we we looked around, a lot of us are people in addiction, in recovery. So we're like, let's start recovery meetings, and the point of our recovery meetings is to just feel safe. You come in, you can be who you are. We're so far from perfect, but we're trying, and it's this big family. So out of nowhere at one meeting, this fellow walks in, and for some reason, it was like the universe we were supposed to be put together because we hit it off like that, and So I was doing music already. I've been doing it for 20 plus years. I just could never dial it in because of addiction. So I was releasing a music video for this song, Don't Matter. And I already had these things planned. I'm a lot smarter than I look, you know what I mean? And so I wanted him to be in the music video because I knew he did music and stuff, and I'm really just planting the seed of like, okay, I got an idea.
Right.
So we shot the video for Don't Matter, and he was in it. And then gradually it turned into, I'm like, hey, I'm going to the studio. You want to come?
Yeah.
Hey, you want to get on this song? And then it just turned into this organic, beautiful thing where we complement each other so well. And then it's just grown from there. You know, the more revelations we have, the more people we reach, the more inspired we get. And it's grown into this, which is Too Fluent.
Yeah.
Which is so cool. Actually, as you were talking, and you had even sent me this information before and I hadn't put it together, but I've actually been to Grace Park during when Relentless 330 has done their work, and I interviewed someone there. And so they really do an amazing job of reaching the homeless community there. And then I love that out of that came a community for people in recovery.
Yeah.
And so let's back up a little bit and share a little bit of your story as well. How you got to this point. Tell me a little bit of your backstory.
Okay, it's gonna be difficult. I have to sum it up because so much has happened.
I know it's hard to narrow it down.
To get where I'm at now, like he said, the chess pieces of God, looking back on it, it really has been, he's been with me this whole way, and everything has been to build me for my purpose, which he has for me now. I started out early in addiction. It was just something, I come from a family of 7, a lot of confusion, and it was something that just gave me an escape. Once I found it, it was like that. You know, and I actually found it legally. I got in a car accident, got prescribed opiates from the doctor. And once I had them, it was like my perfect thing. You know, no matter what happened, I could escape, you know? And that was the problem, is that's all I learned how to do was escape.
Right.
Never learned how to deal with anything or get to the root of stuff. So for 20 plus years later, I was in addiction and everything that comes with it, the homelessness, the misery, the depression, the suicidal thoughts, all of that. So it was just a whirlwind of madness, you know?
Yeah.
So luckily enough, shout out to Dan Lazard. He was somebody that worked with IBH, and IBH is such a huge, huge thing in my story too. I'm forever eternally grateful for them. I went to jail. I turned myself into jail. I was living with warrants, homeless, staying in an abandoned house, soulless, just no hope, you know?
Right.
I didn't want to wake up the next day. And so I had enough, and I said a prayer, and I said, you know what, God, take over. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
It was the most genuine prayer I've ever said, so I turned myself in the next day. And I was looking at 4.5 years. I went to court. Judge said 4.5 years, come back for sentence. I'm like, whoa, that backfired. Whoa.
That's a long
I thought this is what you want me to do.
I thought this is what you want me to do. It turns out it was the right process because I gave up my will at that point. I said, you know what, God, I'm done making the decisions thinking I know better. If I'm going, that you want me to go.
Okay.
Maybe I'm supposed to reach somebody. As soon as I came to terms with that, literally a few hours later, they called me over to thing, Forcina, emergency court date. What? People on the outside were working for me, vouching for me. And the judge goes,
wow.
I don't know why I'm doing this, because you deserve to go. And I did deserve to go to prison. She's like, I'm gonna send you to IBH.
Wow.
And I'm gonna put you on a program called Turning Point. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So then the things started lining up, and now this was the time. I knew this was the time. Before I used to leave doors cracked, or if this happens, I can go back, or this. This is the first time I really felt it in my soul that I'm doing it this time.
Yeah.
Believed in myself. So I went to IBH, and the rest is really history. It's been such an amazing journey of finding myself, building such a solid structure of support. You know, I have people I can go to now. And the whole thing is now I wake up with purpose.
Yeah.
I never knew why I kept doing what I did, the vicious cycle, and it was because I lacked a purpose. I just got up every day and wandered through life aimlessly, making no impact on the community, never making myself proud of me, you know, never having confidence that I was worth anything because I felt so terrible from everything I've done. But through the program, you learn through the 12 steps to break down your inner self, to be vulnerable, and you really get to the root of what drives this stuff, you know. And I take care of my mental health now because I'm vulnerable. I can talk about me, everything I've been through and who I am. I cried on a Facebook Live the other night for the whole world to see.
Yeah.
Who would have made you do that?
This guy. You know, but, you know, and I'm okay with it now
Right.
because it's like, judge me if you want, but that's fine because God knows I'm just trying to spread my message of hope the best I can and I'm not perfect and I don't claim to be.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I
on it.
appreciate that you're so open and honest about your story. And I think that really is what helps people to see that maybe they can have their own story, that they can get out of their own way.
It's really
whether
being
that
voice. I want to be the voice for the voiceless. You know, the ones that are scared to speak out. I want them to listen to our music or hear me talk on a live and be like, I think that too, or I'm not alone, or if he's coming out and saying it, then maybe I can, and then just build hope, and then it spreads. It's a whirlwind effect, and then they'll help somebody, then they'll help somebody, then they'll help somebody, and next thing you know, we're making a better world.
Yeah, I do. I really appreciate that. I want to go over to you, Product, and just talk to me a little bit about purpose. That was a word that Bino just used a lot. I know you guys want to do more than just music, even though the music is a driving force in what you do is Too Fluent. Share with me a little bit about your purpose.
I have a story similar to Bino's as well. I spent some time incarcerated, and I don't really get into all the details of my addiction, but I can really relate with him saying I had no purpose. At least that was my perspective at the time.
Yeah.
But one cool thing I thought I would share. This guy came up to me at work and he's like, "Man, your dad's been showing us all your music."
Proud.
You know, and he's just proud of me. So if that's as far as the music went, that would be sufficient for me.
Right.
Because I made that right with him, and that amends is taken care of. But purpose, I feel, now is, there's been some, fans that have said, were you there when this happened to me? This is helping me therapeutically process events that you weren't even present for.
Right.
And I believe that is that purpose. Last time I sat in, I believe it was Summit County Jail, I made that one final prayer. Anybody that can relate can say, you're praying, God, please let me out because I'm going to make my life right.
It's the rock bottom prayer, but you're ready to
rock bottom.
Shot in the dark, just.
But it is never really true once you get out. But this last time around, I meant it.
Yeah.
And I said, God, if you let me out, I will bring as many people to you as I can. And I stand on that. And I was stagnant for a little while. I was kind of just going with the flow. I had a girlfriend at the time. Work's going good. Life's going good. I'm not wanting to use.
Yeah.
But there's still no purpose. And through Too Fluent, I believe that we now have that purpose. I really feel that.
So you're doing the music. We'll go to you, Bino. You're doing the music. What other things are you doing as a part of the group?
We're trying to really make it like a branch. Like you said, the music is the root, but then we're trying to have branches off of it.
The LLC Too Fluent Records.
We started an actual company, Too Fluent LLC, and we want to make that and use it to start doing nonprofit things. Our whole goal is to bring them in with the music and then teach them a better way of life as we learn a better way of life ourselves. So we do, we feed the homeless. Every Saturday, like I said, at Grace Park, Relentless, we go and we feed the homeless. We have food drives twice a week at the Relentless building. We got a building on 864 East Market where we hold a lot of stuff. He runs an NA step meeting Monday nights. And I am just everywhere in the recovery community. I'm trying to talk to anybody that needs a voice, anybody, because I get it, I was there.
Right.
So I can relate on such a deep level, and I understand. I don't judge you, why judge you? I want you to get through it. So with all that stuff, then now we're blessed enough to have great people like Kenny Lambert, from Just a Dad from Akron.
Yeah, we've had Kenny on the show.
To where we work with him and he does a lot of stuff for the community. And now we're starting to figure out new ways that we can team up. We want to bring the city together.
Yeah.
Like Good Morning Akron. We are from Akron and there's a lot of stuff that can be done if we all team up, instead of working against each other. So really what Too Fluent's trying to do is branch out into any lane we can that's positive, where we can plant the seed of God and plant the seed of recovery and just plant the seed of change, of hope. That you can change your life. It's never too late. And we're doing podcasts now. What we call podcasts. We're trying the best we can, but it's to get people to feel like they know us and interact with the fans.
New game, Sunday
nights.
It's
called New Game, Sunday nights, and it's almost like a mini meeting.
Yeah.
And we're kind of goofy fellas, so we use our
It's all serious.
But when it comes to recovery and God, we
do take it seriously.
Very serious.
We do.
So really, that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to reach out, and if anybody out there has any type of lane that you could include Too Fluent in to spread your message and to help. We just want to do that, and we want to get heard by as many people as possible, because you never know.
Yeah, I love that. So if anyone's watching and they might have a place for you guys to come and talk, to perform, they can reach out to you guys, yes? And then we also want people to find your music. So tell people how they can find you. Tell them where they can find you on social media. Do you have a website? Can we find you on Spotify? Give us all the details.
We'll do it live. So you can find Too Fluent on all streaming platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music. There's on Pandora, really anything. And as far as reaching out to us, we have a Too Fluent Facebook page. We do have a Too Fluent Instagram, Too Fluent 330.
Great.
But that's where a lot, and I actually just checked the messages last night, and there's been a select amount of people reaching out. And
we're doing TikToks now. We're making cool little motivational videos.
Yeah, but it's just a cool way to connect with us.
And reach out, guys. Please feel free to reach out to us about anything, you know?
Yeah, and I think the really cool thing is that with this music that we're doing, that's the most, like, keeping God at the center of it is the key thing that we do, but the things that we're saying through our music are powerful. A lot of mainstream music, I feel like nowadays, everybody has to cuss and everybody has to use profanity, and to get a message across, we don't need to cuss.
There was a song or two in the beginning before we decided to do this movement where I do say a cuss word. I want to put that out there.
It's okay.
But we have changed.
But it's about rock bottom.
It's
about
the song was about rock bottom. Being
Yes.
at your rock bottom, and you got to be raw and vulnerable
Yes,
for
well,
that.
and I love that. I love that you guys are using this music to motivate people, and that you're also showing that you can do music.
Yeah.
Specifically, I feel like in the genre of hip hop, it seems to be so black and white. It's either like Christian hip hop or
not Christian hip
really,
hop.
really not. And I love when I see a little bit of crossover, and that, hey, you can do it clean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, of course, you guys are Christians. You're talking about God, but you can also do like some clean hip hop that that is motivational, that can reach people wherever they're at, whether they.
Yeah, that's the key right
If
there.
I could say real quick too, because I love to clear this up, because sometimes people, you can't please everybody. Sometimes people are like, that song wasn't about God, or that song was about a relationship, or you were boasting in that song. It's like, listen, we're artists. We make music about our life, about real stuff, because it's our therapy. At the end of the day, it helps us, and it just so turns out that it helps everybody else. So we're trying to teach the world like that we don't need to be boxed in. We don't need to have labels. We're just trying to reach the people. We have young fans.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to Lana, one of our brother's daughters. She made us.
Yeah, she made us
bracelets
these
with names
bracelets.
of the songs on it.
That's
and it's
awesome.
like parents can feel comfortable with their kids listening to our music,
Yeah, it's big.
And it's really cool. And I just can't wait for this to really grow the way God wants it to. It's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so find you on Facebook, find you on Instagram, now on TikTok. We can find you guys there, and people can contact you. And I love, you mentioned also that people can contact you if they are going through something as well. If they are even currently in addiction and want a way out, can they contact you?
Yeah,
guys
like
as well?
I have sponsees. I have 4 sponsees right now that I'm walking through the steps. If anybody because at the very baseline of everything, I'm a recovering addict.
Yeah.
So I obviously, and they say in the literature that it's you keep it by giving it away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would be doing them a disservice if I did not tell them, hey, here's how I saved my life. Maybe it can help you save yours.
Absolutely.
Jason
and then, of course,
Jason Bino Forcina on Facebook, as well as the Too Fluent page. The Jason Bino is more personal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the one I like to really use to get deep if you want to break some stuff down.
Okay. All right, great. Well, we'll make sure to tag all of that info, and we'll put it in our bottom third so everybody can find you guys.
Can I say Compass North too?
You sure can.
Compass
Go ahead.
North, I got baptized there from IBH 18 months ago. I'm about to have 18 months on the 7th.
That's great.
It changed my life.
Yeah.
I got baptized there and I haven't left, and I've built such relationships with the whole community of that church. Pastor Joe has been monumental in figuring out my spirituality. We go out and I get personal relationships to have lunch with him, and I just bounce stuff off of him. So find a church where you're comfortable.
Yeah. It's
and
good to have
get
community.
involved.
It's so good to find people that can walk alongside you.
Yeah,
And
it's a we program, you know? It's a we thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Songs.
All right.
New songs? Can we say
Yeah.
new songs?
You can
We're
say your
excited.
new
Just
songs.
Give a little
No,
tease.
love
I
it.
totally forgot till just now.
Please.
So coming up, I believe we have a show in October. I'm not sure exactly the date yet, but that will be announced. And we have a song called "Life I Have" coming out with Matt Keegan, who is very heavy in the recovery community.
Great.
And we have my personal favorite, I think,
lot to
our
me.
new song "Potential" coming out. And
Putting videos to them.
yeah, we're doing videos with them. It's more of an R&B flow.
Okay.
It's
fun.
It's different. It's
Real.
legit. It's very
Real.
powerful.
2 people have cried listening to it. Legit,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, and it just shows that it's organic, and
So
I
we're
can't wait
working.
to show everybody.
We're working for you guys to try and do the best stuff we can.
Awesome. And so people will be able to find, when you get that show date, that'll also be on all your social
Yep,
media
absolutely,
and everything.
yeah.
You'll find that there.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Thank you guys so much
Hey, this
for
was
being on the
amazing.
show.
Thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Appreciate it. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching here on Good Morning Akron. Make sure you stay tuned because we've got more great stuff coming up next.